So essentially, that address position. Oops, I'm going to grab this for a second. Essentially, that address position is pretty damn good. Good posturally. I've drawn obviously a couple of little lines there just for a reference point, for want of a better term. As you start to take it back, we get a little rolly with the forearms, but I'm okay with that. That's pretty solid. We will have a discussion about how that bottom half's working. We might turn this foot out just a tad to give you some internal rotation of that right hip, given the fact that you sit behind a desk a lot. And here's where we're going to start to work a little bit more on, which is the first move on the right hand side of the screen here, the first move of the downswing. It's not quite the way we'd like it to in regards to, it's more the hands and arms that are dropping down there at the moment, rather than starting from the ground and working up. The next person that walks through the door, I might get them to start with will have the feeling that they're going to start with their hands on the way down, rather than, so it's horses for courses as far as that's concerned. But you can start to see your left foot off the ground and turning around. So we're actually going to put a hell of a lot of pressure into that left foot as the first move on the way down. So we're going to try and create that, just bumping across just a little this way. And we start from the ground and we work up and out. As far as energy transfer systems go. Excuse me.
That's definitely one thing I've been aware of, is that my hips and my belt buckle essentially does no movement, and everything you read says there should be some.
There'll be some sort of pressure.
A little bit of movement.
So if you kick a football, the pressure goes into that left footed. If you're kicking it right footed, and you'll pivot around that. If that's just unstable in kicking a football like that, generally speaking, you're essentially going to kick it over the top of the goals, essentially, and the rest of your teammates, because there'll be a reasonable amount of pressure in your body weight going backwards, as opposed to keeping on top of it. So, and then we're in a reasonable amount of trouble. So there's a lot to like about that, man. There's a hell of a lot to like about that. If we talk about that mysterious rhythm word, it's all pretty good. We don't quite transfer the energy as well as what we'd like. So when we start talking about, the club path, we might change a little. That's being slightly across it, and obviously the club face then will change a reasonable amount as well. Because if we have the path a little bit better here and the face angle is still open, as far as that is, we will hit it out of the ballpark here. So the attack angles, all those types of things are really, really nice, and it's just about trying to get you to rotate a little bit more effectively through impact. There's a lot to like about that. Obviously that's the stuff, that ball flight there is the stuff that we would like to alleviate, for want of a better term. It's okay. It's okay. I mean, if we bring up the actual data from here, across it just a little bit more than what we'd like, and catching, the club face is slightly open. So ideally, we probably want that somewhere in a little less than that, but it's more about the club face. And the face to path angle, that's the big one that we'd like to change just a tad. So we might get this going a bit too far from this way, extremed a little, and match the face up a little, and then we'll start to see some different stuff going on, by way of getting your body shape into a little bit better position at address, and at the initial move on the way down. Certainly rotating it just a little bit more in the lower half to the top, and then going from there. Okay.